Hey, we're starting a new series here on Wake Up Weekends. We're teaming up with the Filson Historical Society to bring you what we're calling This Month in History. Essentially once a month, we're going to go back in time and visit a really important moment from either Kentucky or Indiana in history. This is the perfect month to kick it off because it's Black History Month. So Rose talked to the Filson about the perfect topic, Rose, to kick this off, the Underground Railroad.
Right, and when you think of the Underground Railroad, you probably think of key figures like Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass, but there are actually a lot of people integral to that network who we probably haven't heard of, and some of them were punished pretty harshly right here in Kentucky.
I think the most important thing about this story ties in with the mission of the Filson. We don't just let the past lie there quietly.
In a pre-Civil War era, Kentucky was a slave state and Indiana a free state, meaning crossing the river was a path to freedom.
The Ohio River Valley and Louisville were at the very heart of it.
But you might not be aware that since northern Kentucky was so close to that line leading to freedom, it was also a state that came down hard on people helping slaves escape.
There were a number of men and women on both sides of the color line that actually served lengthy sentences in the Kentucky prison, the old prison, I should say, in Frankfort, for helping fugitive slaves. And the maximum sentence was 20 years by the 1840s.
There were a cross-section of people in the prison who had various roles in the network.
You have Underground Railroad conductors like the Reverend Calvin Fairbank from New York, who probably served the longest stretch in the state penitentiary, probably more than anybody else in any other state. Many served out their sentences and walked free. Quite a number were pardoned.
Others died while serving their sentences. One man was forgotten about and was in the prison until 1870, 5 years after the war had ended. They were all in prison for doing what they believed was right.
We would regard them as on the right side of history today and helping people to find freedom, but in that era, in the eyes of Kentucky law, they were simply thieves.
But some of the stories of these men and women are left out of mainstream history. The Filson is working to make sure they're not forgotten.
It's something that's just been like an unfortunate oversight, because a lot of people who really suffered and sacrificed, and in some cases not only gave up their freedom, of course, but lost their lives, are largely unknown.
And about 25 of those people imprisoned were from right here in Louisville. They're an integral part of our history that we didn't really know about before. For Wake Up, I'm Rose McBride.